Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of The Walk Around. Grab some popcorn, get some drinks, and enjoy the show. Alrighty guys, what's up? And welcome back for episode 6 of this season of The Walk Around, which is season 2. And we sticking with the diversity, ladies and gentlemen. And as you guys can see, we're sticking with the diversity as well as the low displacement class. Yes, the last episode was the LT50. And so this was actually one of the bikes that I mentioned in that previous episode, sort of in the beginner class. But guys, I'm going to get to that. Firstly, I just want to give you guys the info. And guys, this is a 2007 selling for $16,500. As I said, guys, it is a Yamaha PW80, so 80cc engine. And guys, as I said, so I did mention this in the previous episode, as it is one of the prime starter bikes for a lot of people. As with the previous episode, this was where it all started. Mainly, probably more so with the PW50s. Nonetheless, this was actually one of the bikes that I ended up skipping. So a while back, I thought I actually did have a PW80, but then we got a PW50 in here. And then, once I saw that PW50, I was like, okay, that's the one that I used to have. So me personally, guys, as I said in the previous episode, I did start on an electric quad, then I went to the PW50, and then right from the PW80 or 50, I actually went right up to a KX65. So as I said though, this is one of those sort of either first or second bikes. You can either go and start on the LT50 and then jump onto this, which is the 80. Otherwise, as I said, you can just jump onto 50. Now, obviously with this bike, because it is a low displacement, there's not a lot of power. You can use it as a first bike. I think the only limiting factor is that it's quite a big bike to start out on, just speaking in terms of size. The PW50s are much smaller, much easier to manage, and also just a little bit lower to the ground, as well as being a little bit lighter. So between this and a PW50, you're really not going to see that much of a difference in terms of like performance and speed and stuff like that. The main differences are purely just size and weight. In terms of age range, if your kid was to come and jump on this bike, what sort of age should they be? To play it safe, I would say at least about maybe 5, just about to turn 6. However, with the bike like this, and when you're starting out, the main things you want to take into consideration is the size of your child. Obviously, as I said, this is a little bit bigger. So depending on the size of your kid, obviously you can go and start on the PW50, otherwise you can start on the 80. As I said, it's really much of a muchness. These low displacement bikes aren't going to last your kids very long. As I said, guys, I went straight from the 50 up to a 65. The 65s last you a little bit longer, but you also have the option of going for a nice little 85. Because guys, there is a big difference between this PW80 and the likes of a KX85 or an SX85. Big difference. If you guys just go and check on the previous episodes, you'll see RM85s or also the KX85. You'll see it's a much bigger bike and they are much faster. So guys, I think to play it safe, as I said, maybe 5, maybe 6 years old. My advice, make sure that they've at least got some balance down on the push bikes or even just a little bicycle. That's honestly the main thing. And then beyond that, guys, it purely just comes down to an understanding of the acceleration and the braking. One of the things that I struggled so much to grasp was that you can't accelerate and brake at the same time. The bike is it's going to go forward. It's not going to stop. It's going to go forward. So please just make sure that they have that understanding of this one's go fast. If they want to slow down, let off the throttle, get onto the brakes. The whole throttle, accelerate, I would actually say that it's more important than that of having the balancing thing down. But obviously if you can't balance, you're not going to stay upright. You're just going to topple over. So I feel like they go a little bit hand in hand. But just from a safety point of view, I think one of the more key aspects is having an understanding of accelerating and braking, especially on a bike like this. There was a lot of yappa. Sorry about that. So guys, we're going to jump into a little bit of modification / things I want to bring light to. Then we'll have a little bit of look at the damage. And then following that, we'll get you guys a nice little startup, and then we'll wrap things up over there. So first things first, guys, you'll see that we've got a nice fresh sticker kit on here. It's looking super snazzy. I love the sticker kit on here. The yellow and the blue and the white, it all works so nicely. You'll see on the seat there, this is not a very common seat. However, I do think that they did come stock with this seat. It's a very nice embroidered seat. Very nice embroidered seat. Looks super nice with that stitching. Love it. Again, with the yellow, just works super nicely with the bike. Again, carrying along with the yellow theme, we've got some beautiful Pro Taper grips. These are, yeah, very nice grips. You'll see those on a lot of the bikes here. So yeah, super nice grips on there. Although it is on our little center stand, it does have a little kickstand over there. So yeah, it does have a stand. You don't have to worry about it having to be leant up against a wall or anything like that. So yeah, super nice. You guys will see it is not an electric start. It is fully kickstart. So yeah, on that note, let me just show you guys how it all works in case I forget. Alrighty, so first of all, over here, this is your choke. So on the cold mornings, you're basically just going to flick that down just so that the bike starts a little bit easier. And then here's your fuel tap. So you're going to have off, on, and then all the way at the top, that's reserve. So if you run out of fuel, you do have a little reserve tank that you can use. But yeah, you're always going to keep it at off just to prevent fuel leakage or that carb getting clogged up a little bit. And then once you're ready to go, boom, you're just going to put it on and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, guys, super easy to function and to start and all of that. Yeah, as I said, you're just going to basically put that into on. If it's cold, put the choke on, and then up here you've got your start and your stop. So you're going to put that down, and then on the other side you'll see you've got your kickstand, or sorry, your kickstart, and then yeah, you just give it a good whack and then you'll be up and running, guys. So yeah, very basic to run, very easy to start as well. When I was a kid, I was able to kickstart my own bike. It's just something that you have to kind of get used to. But yeah, it's very manageable, to say the least. And yeah, guys, there's no real modifications per se. There's just been a lot of reconditioning that's been going into this thing. As you guys will see, this whole frame has been resprayed, engine casings, the exhaust from front to back, foot pegs, the foot brake as well. Again, on this side, the whole frame, kickstand, foot pegs, the shifter, casings, everything has been reconned on this thing. So yeah, it's looking very nice, you know, considering the year and all of that sort of stuff. So very nice bike, I must say, guys. And considering these, I always say it, but these these low displacement bikes, they are basically built to be crashed. It's a bike that you buy to learn on, and when you're learning how to ride, you're going to be crashing. So it's just one of those things, guys. It's just one of those things. And yeah, along with it being fully refurbished, I must say there's really not much major damage whatsoever. The only thing that I can say is that this kickstand, I think it's just a little matter of putting a little washer or something in here. Oh, you guys can't see. I think it just needs a little washer or something there just to kind of get it a little bit more rigid, because it's a little bit floppy right now. But yeah, that's something that we can very easily sort out. Now guys, chain is good, sprockets are good. Fortunately, because this thing basically has no power, it's not going to do any sort of damage to that sprocket and that chain. It's going to last you a very long time. In terms of maintenance and parts and spares, it's all readily available. So yeah, that's the nice thing about these little bikes, especially considering it's a Yamaha. You're really not going to struggle to find parts on this thing whatsoever. I keep trying to get it straight, and then I touch it and then it always bends to the one side. Yeah, guys, I mean, the rims are fine, fork seals are good. I must say it is one of the bikes that we put on display every day. So with that, it actually gets ridden every single day, just basically from where it is now, just around out the shop and over there. And then yeah, Bob's your uncle, guys. It's started every single day without fail. So yeah, we know for a fact this thing is running and working all schnazzily. And yeah, guys, there's actually not much that I can really touch on other than that. We're actually just gonna get this thing off the stand. We'll get it started for you guys. So yeah, once again, guys, we're just gonna come over here, put the fuel on. I'm actually gonna keep the choke off. It's not too cold outside right now. That is already on. And then we're gonna give it a little kick for the boys. There we go. Yeah, as I said, guys, they started every single day, ridden every single day. So yeah, I'm not surprised that it started first thing. So it's a semi-automatic gearbox, and what that means is that you've got neutral, and I think it's about 3, maybe 4 gears. So you guys will see over there, that's our shifter. All we're gonna do, click that up, and now we're in gear. So as soon as I accelerate, now it's gonna go. So there's no clutch or anything. If I want to go back into neutral, just click down, and now it's not gonna go. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Super easy to function. Yes, here's a customer. I don't want to make too much noise, but yeah, guys, as I was saying, basically it's like a semi-automatic. So you've got your neutral, and then it's got 2 gears, so first and second. So yeah, super easy, very easy to function. I must say, they don't have to worry about that clutch or anything. And yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Not much else that I can say about this little beauty. There's the SX50 Mini. So that one is like this, but on steroids, for lack of a better word. So yeah, there's our other PW80. This one is also super clean. I must say that one is very nice. However, I like the white. I like the white. So you guys will see it's just a little bit loopy, but yeah, it still works. Everything is perfect. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap things up there. We got, I think, maybe 3 or 4 more episodes to film today, and then yeah, guys, that's it from me today. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions or anything like that, just drop them down there in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. Peace.